Zubala. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It's lovely to have you here this evening. We're just waiting for the rest of the panel to arrive and a few more guests, and then we're going to get started. I opened a few minutes early just to make sure everyone can get in and that everything was working. Excited to share with you all about our Executive Business Admin program. Thanks, Zubala. Good evening, Jim.
Hello, Bonnie.
Hello. Testing. One, two.
Evening, Michael. How are you this evening?
It's been a long day.
I know our guests are eagerly awaiting our webinar to begin.
Awesome. I gotta change my background. Choose video filter.
And if you just want to have your title with your name there, that would be amazing. Thank you, Michael.
You're so polite in front of witnesses.
Of course.
Of course. I got a new laptop yesterday, and I wish I did not get the laptop yesterday. Do you have a preference which one? Are we all supposed to be the same, or?
Doesn't matter. Any one of them is fine. I'm... Hi, Brunette. I see your hand is up. So we can't hear or see you, Brunette. We are in a webinar setting. We will be getting the presentation in about 4 minutes. If you have a question, please type it into the chat box for us. I'm more than happy to answer any question that comes our way. If you're just saying hi, we'll all say hi back. Just type it on into that chat box. Thanks, Brunette. Hi, Brunette. I see that you typed in the Q&A box. That's amazing. Thank you. Just waiting for 2 more people to come in. Good evening, Asil. How are you this evening?
Good, yourself. Good morning, Mike.
Excellent, thank you. If I can just have you maybe change your background for me, Asil, and put your title with your name.
President Asil.
Jim.
Gosh, that might be the first time I've seen your title actually written out like that. It's so fun. Good evening, Jaffer.
Well, hello, how are you guys doing?
Excellent, thank you. So we're going to get started in about 1 minute. Just wanted to make sure you were all here and ready. It's going to be a fun day. Hi, Zubala. We're going to talk about all of that tonight. So Zubala wanted to know about eligibility criteria, if it's an online or in-person program, and all about the specialties within the programs. We're going to be talking about all of that in the next 45 minutes. Bear with us as we get the presentation started. Okay, so I think most of our guests are here. I'm going to leave the waiting room open so that people can come in just in case they're late. There might be traffic or all kinds of other issues going on. We don't want anyone to feel excluded. So first, welcome. My name is Bonnie Gardner, and I am the Vice President of Student Enrollment and Financial Services. I always think it might be the longest title in the company. Really, my job is to make sure that your journey here as a student from start to finish is incredible. With me, I have some of the most talented staff members of our company. In my top left-hand side, I have Jim. Jim is one of our admission advisors. And this evening, Jim's going to talk about the eligibility requirements, admission requirements, can talk about the next start date. So we talk about all the really amazing things from admissions to do with this program. My bottom row has some of the most talented people in academics you could hope to have, with the exception of Jamie, who I know is listening, and I don't want him to have his feelings hurt. With me is Asil Thacker. Asil is our campus director for online. Asil has been with our company for 4 years and is an amazing campus director for all of our online faculties, health, business, IT, AI. Next to him, I have Ashley. Ashley is our faculty head for health and business. I think she might have the hardest job of anyone here. She has to look after all of our health and business students, and there's a lot of looking after to do. Ashley's going to talk tonight about all of the supports that we offer you through your journey here at Willis College. Next to Ashley, one of my most favorite people, Mr. Jaffer. Jaffer is our instructor in our accounting and payroll program, and he's going to talk about the specialty The software that you learn, the financial accounting, all of the fun pieces inside our executive admin business program. And then last but by no means least, I have our career services manager, Michael. Michael is here and he's going to talk about what happens as you navigate this diploma and how we make sure that you're going to work in the field when you graduate using any of the 4 diplomas we're going to talk about tonight. And just a little piece of information, these are some of our best programs for higher rate right now because they're so versatile. We're going to talk about all of that. Now, a couple of housekeeping rules. We cannot hear you and we cannot see you. Hopefully, you can hear and see us. Everybody wave so people can see us. Hi. Excellent. I'm going to do a couple of small, short presentations, and then really we're going to open it up for some questions. I'm going to ask the panel some questions, and I'm going to be watching for your questions. For you to ask questions tonight, there are 2 ways for you to do that. The first one, enter it into chat. You will see a chat box along the bottom black bar of the Zoom meeting. It says chat. If you open chat, you can type in there and I can see it live right in front of me. If you have a question and you can't find chat, but you can find Q&A, please make sure that you also type your question into Q&A because I'll be able to see that as well. We are here to answer your questions and get you excited about the business programs here at Willis College. All right, guys, are we ready?
Yep.
I'm going to start because I love to do this because I'm just kind of a geek in disguise. I'm going to start with a little video that I made this afternoon, and then we're going to go straight into a PowerPoint.
Hello, and welcome to Willis College. It's our pleasure to have you here tonight and talk about our business programs. We have 4 great business programs. They are nested inside each other, so you can easily move from one to another. Let's take a look. Executive Business Administration, 990 hours, 46 weeks. Human Resources and Payroll, 850 hours, 39 weeks. Accounting and Payroll, 710 hours, 32 weeks. Administrative Assistant, 490 hours, 23 weeks. With the help of tonight's panel, we will look into these in greater detail. Are you ready?
It's true. I'm a little bit weird when it comes to this time. So to get started, I'm going to do about, I think, 8 or 9 PowerPoint slides. They're very brief. They're just a little bit of an outline. As I do these slides, I'm going to stop and ask the panel some questions, okay? So when I ask the question, please just remind everybody who you are and then address the question. It'll take just a few minutes. Thanks, everyone. Now I have to find the right screen to share again, which we know I'm challenged with. Here we go. All right. So we're going to talk about what we call our business nesting dolls. These are 4 programs built inside each other. So as you just saw in the video, we have 4 programs. Our Executive Business Administration program, which is the longest. Inside that program are 3 smaller programs. They each grow on each other. So the shortest is the Admin Assistant, and then we add another piece and you get accounting, and then we add another piece and you get human resources, and then we add the mama of them all and we get executive. And we're going to break all of these down shortly. So let's talk about the administrative assistant program. This is the shortest of the programs. It does have a 2-week practicum or 80 hours. This is really about entry level. It's very much focused on customer service. It's a great way to get your foot in the door at any kind of office. We're going to make sure that you learn all of your Microsoft programs. That would be Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Windows, business communication, and the lovely world of Excel. We're going to have you do some web design, some accounting, and QuickBooks. And very shortly, I'm going to have Jaffer talk about the accounting and QuickBooks piece. Admin assistant, you're going to be really focused on customer service, incoming calls, website sales. You're going to be coordinating staff schedules. You're going to be working with weekly and monthly sales reports, data entry. Such a crucial role in any company. Accounting and payroll. This is the second of the nested dolls. This one has a 4-week practicum. And it is, of course, less than 1 year at 32 weeks. In addition to everything you learn in administrative assistant, you're also going to learn more about accounting and payroll, SAGE, which is simply accounting, taxation, and payroll too. So before I move on to human resources, Jaffer, what can you tell me about the skills the students will learn as they navigate accounting and payroll?
So hi everybody, my name is Jaffer, and I am one of the 2 accounting instructors at Willis. So the accounting and payroll program is divided into 3 core competencies, which is the core accounting courses. So we have 4 accounting courses that will teach you everything across the basics of accounting, the accounting cycle, and in additional things. We have also a payroll section. So have 2 payroll courses in 1 personal taxation. So you learn everything about how to run payroll, doing the calculations, and also how to do personal taxes, which is huge in financial accounting. And then we have also a software section where you will learn 2 of the main softwares now in Canada are QuickBooks Online and Sage. And that section also is part of the accounting and payroll program.
Thank you, Jaffer. We'll come back to some more questions on that shortly. All right, the third program in the nest. Let me go. Come on, move forward. Hello, my little PowerPoint friend. There we go. Accounting and payroll technician, some of your daily responsibilities, obviously accounts payable, accounts receivable. We're going to ask Jaffer to really break that down for us shortly. Some batching. You're going to do some banking reconciliations. You're going to be uber organized with filing and monthly remittance. You're really getting into the nitty-gritty accounting and payroll pieces here. The next of the 4 programs, the third program, is human resources and payroll. So this is 39 weeks long, also has a 4-week practicum. This continues to build on your admin assistant and on your accounting program. So now we add more things in. So we're going to talk more about human resources now. So you've learned your admin, you've learned your accounting. Now we're going to go one more level. We're going to talk about recruitment, retention, change management, and human resources. Another major piece from an employment perspective. So all of the skills you had before, plus really good communication skills. You're going to learn how to do payroll, deductions, government remittance, process terminations, records of employment. You're going to be able to implement communication with HR policies, really being able to navigate your way through the company. So I'm once again going to stop the presentation. And first of all, Jaffer, can you explain accounts receivable and accounts payable?
So when we talk about bookkeeping, especially, we have some core activities, and accounts payable and accounts receivable are definitely the main ones, because we are managing all the bills the company has to pay, at the same time all the receivables. So we need to do sometimes collection, and by that we have to understand what are the cycles, so how fast we can receive, how fast we can pay, and then we do some nice calculations to see if we are in a good spot in our companies. Which the nice part about the accounting program, or the accounting portion of these programs, is that we will go over those things from a theoretical perspective in the financial accounting courses, and then we teach you how to actually do it, how to enter transactions, how to manage, how to see your payables and receivables through the softwares, which is how we actually do in real life.
Thank you, Jaffer. Asil, could you speak a little bit to the human resources portion of the business admin of the human resources and payroll program and some of the skills the students will learn?
So I'll start with the nesting example that you, Bonnie, used early on. All of the learners that are enrolled in this program, as programs nest to one another from human resource to marketing and beyond, this means that cross-program capability, learners are not confined to stay on a single track. They have multi-dimensional skill set that employers truly value. For example, let's say an HR professional would also require understanding of digital marketing strategies, also have awareness and understanding on how to promote employer branding, support recruitment campaigns, and also connect organization culture with the expectations that are set by the industry. And, this all crafts, well integrated connections internally and externally, helping our graduates to be successful outside in the competitive modern workforce.
Thank you, Asil. One of the questions we often get asked from students is about the qualifications of the instructors teaching our courses. Jaffer, can you maybe talk a little bit about your qualifications and experience in the field, and then we'll go back to Asil.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Brazil, where I got my bachelor's in economics, and where I started my career. I have 10 plus years in financial accounting. Moving to Canada and understanding more the landscaping here of what is the balance between small and larger companies, which my background is in larger companies. So when I moved to Canada, I came here and I did a post-bachelor's in business, and I started helping small businesses here, which ended up taking me to helping small businesses in other countries. So I helped to start businesses here in Canada, in the US, in South Korea, in Costa Rica, and a bunch of different countries because of this is the core of what I am basically. So I also got a master's degree in business analytics here. So yeah, and I continue studying. So I have the academic side and also the practical. I am also the responsible for the financial part of a business here in Ottawa. So I not just teach what I know, I teach what I do. So sometimes I'm running the payroll in the morning, and I am teaching the payroll in the evening to my students. Which is very, very straightforward and very practical for them.
Awesome. Thank you, Jaffer. I love that you teach what you do. It's amazing, and it's so much about who our instructors are. Asil, can you talk a little bit about some of the other instructors in our business programs?
Absolutely. We do have Sandra, who is a CPA. And once again, I'll also allude to what Jaffer said, teach, what he does daily. That's what really sets us apart. We also have Megan with us, who is also a certified professional accountant. We have Ambreen, who has background in accounting as well as in marketing. We have Liana, who has a master's degree in marketing. She's our lead instructor for marketing, digital fundamentals, and soft skills portion. So each of them brings out not only the academic expertise, but also years of real world experience. And, we oversee a lot of functions as HR interlines with payroll. In some cases, HR has to connect with marketing. Marketing might have to connect. So there's a lot of overlap involved in diverse industries. And, our programs are designed in a way that they don't just teach from textbooks, but there are also stories from boardrooms. There are also, information from recruitment fairs, also from marketing launches. There's also an element of mentorship in certain courses in human resources, which helps students to link their ability of theory to practice as well. And when they are, further graduating and taking on real world roles, our students do feel that they have the knowledge and the confidence to excel in those chosen fields.
And I think that's a big part of what we do as a team. It is not just the skills, but the confidence and the ability to go forward into their new career. And we're going to talk to Mike and Jim shortly about how all of that gets started. Let me share my last two slides. The control freak in me can't not do the last two slides. It just can't do it. All right, so the big guy, my favorite one of all, the Executive Business Administration program. This is got the administrative assistant, it's got the accounting and payroll, it's got the human resources, and it's got marketing, project management, and business management. This is the longest of the programs. It does have a 4-week practicum at the end, but this will give you the skill to work in almost any area of a business, small or large. Daily employment responsibilities: monitor and improve sales performance, lead the planning of events or strategies for organizations, assist in developing administrative duties, cross-train to help with support and backup. You might be an executive assistant or a business specialist, business representative, department manager, so many different things that this title can bring for you with your diploma. That is the very formal part of our presentation done. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk to Jim. Jim is an admissions advisor for Willis College. He's one of a team of 10. Very talented, super knowledgeable, been in the business a really long time. He's actually older than me, which I like to make sure people know. We're going to ask Jim if he can tell us a little bit about how you get into some of these programs. Then we're going to talk to Ashley about what happens when you're in the program. And then, Michael, you're going to bring up the back end of this for us and talk about the joy of working with your diploma. So, Jim, up to you. How do I get into any of these business programs?
Before I go into entrance requirements, Bonnie, I just want to tell a very quick story. I've done, on December to be 17 years that I've worked in admissions, and I register students for about 20 different programs. I've always had a soft part in my heart for business because I got a business diploma myself. And as Bonnie said when we started out, this opens so many doors for people. You know, I graduated from college. I worked with an insurance company for 18 years. I have friends, I have graduates that are self-employed. They work in retail management, they work in banking, they work as financial planners, they work in digital marketing, they work in accounting and payroll. Business is very broad. So it opens many doors. And sometimes when Bonnie talked about nesting, you know, sometimes I have someone that has never been in college before, maybe didn't finish high school, and they're a little bit scared of studying online. We'd suggest take the administrative assistant program first, succeed, and then if you want to, you can go into one of the longer programs. But that's what our discussion is in admissions, is to find out what we think is the best fit for you based on what your goals are. So admission requirements, the simplest for a Canadian high school graduate, we need your Canadian high school diplomas and transcripts. For someone that cannot find their transcripts or maybe did not finish grade 12, we have a Wonderlic free entrance assessment. There's more than one part to it. Sometimes somebody does the first time, they're a little bit nervous, they don't do so well, we can resend it the next day. They get more than one attempt. And for people that came from different countries, which is a lot of our students, if they have a WES report or an IQOS or an ICAS and the diploma or degree or transcripts to match it, we're good. If they don't, we also give them the free Wonderlic assessment. And that's the end of my story.
That's amazing. Thank you, Jim. So really, I think to recap, not difficult. We want you to be here. We want you to be successful. If you have a Canadian high school diploma, perfect. If you don't, we have alternatives. We're here to help you. First step, Jim, make a phone call.
Absolutely, yes. So people inquire online. We like to talk to the person either through Zoom or a phone call to find out what their background is, what their goals are, what they're considering, and then we advise them from there based on what they tell us.
Thank you. So once they're in school and Jim has done his role and he's enrolled you and you're starting and we've got a start date and we get you into school and things are really exciting, you get to meet Ashley. And it gets even more exciting, right, Ashley?
Definitely. I'm super fun to work with.
We know that. Ashley, tell us a little bit about the supports that we have in place, especially in the first few weeks as we guide students through their journey here at Willis College.
So again, my name is Ashley. I am the faculty head for the business and health program. So if you do join us in our business, any of those 4 courses, you will see my face at some point. So once Jim and his team have done their fabulous job, get you enrolled, get you signed up, before you even start your program, you will spend some time with myself and my team where we will get you oriented into our online learning management system, which we call Moodle. So before you even start, we make sure you're super comfortable in getting into class where you can find your learning material. And then you also get that opportunity to meet your student services team. So I am just one of many at this point. The team just continues to grow, that are there to help you from start to finish in your program. Once your start date arrives, so we've got you oriented, we've done our workshops, you know how to get into your student portal and your learning management system. You then have access to, like I said, myself and the student services team. On top of that, our lovely instructors like Jaffer also are there to support you while you're in your program. So outside of student services, each individual instructor will have their daily lectures where they're all recorded. Okay, so every single lecture that happens throughout your studies will be recorded and accessible to you. That is great for reviewing. Maybe you are unable to attend a lecture on a non-mandatory day. You then have access to that recorded lecture at any point to watch and get yourself prepared for the next day's topic. Outside of those recorded lectures, we also have office hours. So each instructor will have daily office hours where you can go visit them outside of class time to have any questions about learning material, assignments. Maybe you're getting ready to write an exam, you have a few questions, you're feeling a little bit nervous about that counting cycle, and you can go visit Jaffer. Can be one-on-one, maybe it's going to be a few of you. It's completely up to how you guys want to work that through. We also offer peer tutors. So outside of Jaffer's expertise, we have students who work with the student services team who will meet with you again outside of office hours, outside of class time, to help you with any sort of questions about learning material that you may have. On top of all of that, we also have study hall. So this is run by one of our student service coordinators who daily is online in a Zoom like this, like we are today, where maybe you're somebody who just needs that little bit of motivation and have, be in a room with a bunch of people where you're just working on any sort of assignments you may have due. Maybe you're studying for an exam coming up, but it just gives that accountability piece to you where there is somebody there who also in real time, if you have any questions, may not be able to answer specific questions about learning material, but we can redirect you or get that message off to your instructor. Inside your learning management system, all of your learning material can be found in there. So you have all your PowerPoints from the start of a course. You know what to expect. Everything is very organized. So it helps you keep yourself organized. And then the last piece of support that we have to you is we do have a program called Guard Me. This is a third-party program that we use that is there for our students should they need any sort of added support with self-help resources, just need somebody to talk to that's not a Willis College employee, and it doesn't have to be related to your study. So maybe you're going through something tough in your personal life, just need to get over that hump to get you back on track. We do have this Guard Me program that is there to help you.
Wow, that is a lot of information, Ashley. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Let me quickly see if I can try to summarize some of that. So you get recruited and enrolled by our fabulously talented admissions team. You're going to do orientation about 10 days before class starts. The week before class starts, you're going to be offered the opportunity to attend a success workshop where we're going to get you into the portal, navigate the learning management system, meet everybody, which is a huge barrier because we're all scared. First day of school is a scary, scary time. Then once you're in school, we've got our student service coordinators, we've got our tutors, our instructors, we've got a SIL, got our career services team, our finance team, we've got GuardMe, and if all else fails, they could even ask me, and we will all be there to help a student in their journey. Does that make sense? Beautiful. Thank you, Ashley. You've navigated school, you've talked to Ashley and all of her team, and then it's time to think about practicum and working in the field with your diploma. Just as a quick FYI, I have seen some questions come in. We are going to get to them, but I know Mike is desperate to talk about career services and practicums, so we're going to let him come up next. So Mike, tell me about practicums. How do I get practicum? What does a practicum mean? And most importantly, what happens after?
Okay, so my name is Michael Boyd. I've worked in education for 28 years now. I'm based out of Winnipeg, and I work with an incredibly talented group of people that is truly, they're based nationally here in Canada. We've got people out in Alberta, Ontario, Nova Scotia, all here to help you. You come to school because you want that diploma, but really what you want is you want to start your career. And that's what Career Services is here to do for you. So the first part of the process with us is, we'll see you in orientation, but you don't really care about Career Services then, and we get that. We don't take it personally. You're wanting to know who's your instructor, all those first day jitters that Bonnie alluded to. But as you start navigating through your studies, you're going to be assigned a practicum and employment specialist. And we have a mix of group sessions and individual one-to-one sessions that we conduct, and including bringing in guest speakers to give you an idea about what it's like to work with certain organizations. And essentially what we do is we find out what you like best in your program. So maybe it's accounts receivable and accounts payable. Maybe it was the human resource component. We talk to you, we figure out what you want to do. We make sure that you've got realistic expectations. And then we start to what we call hunt and gather practicum placements. And we try to match you and your skills and your strengths to organizations that we approach on your behalf. And we see if there's availability for them to host you as a practicum student. So whether it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, we take care of everything for you. Now, I get asked a lot, I work in a company right now. Could I do my practicum with the organization I'm with right now? Absolutely. As long as the skills and the things that you're going to be doing on your practicum align to your program of study. So we're here to support you, each step of the way. We're going to check in with you when you're out on practicum, make sure that everything's going well. We're always there to support. Willis College has more support embedded in it than any organization that I've ever worked for. So that means high level of student satisfaction and a lot of successful student outcomes. So that's the practicum journey. When your practicum is complete, we're going to go over your practicum evaluation with you. We're going to ensure that you've got the required number of hours so that you can graduate, get your diploma. And then we're going to ask you the really important question. Did you get hired out of practicum? About 25 to 30% of our students, give or take, depending on time of year and program, they get hired by their practicum host. If you do, great. We collectively do the happy dance. If you don't, we're going to be checking in with you at least 2 times a month, setting up meetings, looking at your resume, cover letters, sending you job postings for consideration. And we always say, you got to apply to everything, because even if it's not the job, it might not be your dream job, you're starting out your career. And we want you getting practice interviewing. We'll mock interview you, but we want you out with organizations, interviewing and working hard so that we can all see and record that employment that everybody wants, you, your family, your instructors, right up through to the president of the company. So that's in a nutshell what the department does, and it's the best job in the world.
Thank you, Mike. So a question has come in. Jim, there you are, my friend. Could I please ask you to give me some prices for our 4 business programs?
You bet. So just backing up. So in the admissions role, once I got the academic requirements, whether it be the entrance exam or the West report or the high school diploma, the next step is we got about 1,000 students at a time, and we got about 7 or 8 people on our staff that are trained with student funding. So my next step is to book an appointment with one of them, and they'll spend probably 15, 20, 25 minutes on the phone to find out if you're just paying monthly, maybe you have an RESP, but most students certainly need student funding, and these people are trained in the different provinces across Canada. So once you've had a conversation with them, they tell me, Jim, this person's a good candidate, or. So price-wise, the total program, including tuition and ebooks, for the executive business administration is $16,900 total. Human resource administration, $13,900 total. Accounting and payroll technician, $11,900 total, and the administrative assistant is $8,900.
Thank you. Now, when Jim says total, what he means is all the software programs, all the ebooks, any extra items that we need for you to be able to complete your diploma. We have no hidden costs. There's no surprises. We have 2 fees, tuition and then other. And other is your software, any labs, books, anything along those lines. All of our programs are eligible for student loan coast to coast, from Nova Scotia all the way to British Columbia, which is something we're very proud of. Willis College currently has 1,100 students coast to coast. I actually think we broke 1,100 yesterday. I think we're at 1,152 as of last count, which is a significant number of students in an online division. So we're extremely proud of that, with some amazing success rates. It is now time for you to start asking us questions. So as a reminder, 2 places to put your questions. Put them into chat or put them into Q&A, and I'll be happy to answer both for you at any time throughout the presentation. Mike, are you able to give us an idea of the success rate for students with these diplomas working in the field?
Yeah, this stream of programs has amongst the highest student success rate, employment rate, at 92% for the executive business admin. Human resource payrolls at 86%, and the accounting, payroll, and admin assistant at 85% each. And that's a statistic based on a large sample size going back the past 2 years worth of graduates. They're working in a variety of different sectors: health, education, government, legal. I ran a report just before this the webinar was starting. Some national brands, like large organizations that we've all heard of: Bell Canada, CIBC, Loblaws Canada, OK Tire. What else did we have? Just like Scotiabank. Really large brands that we've all heard of are looking for people with these skill sets. As Jim alluded to, there's a wide breadth and great depth of coverage in all of the programs. And sometimes a student doesn't know exactly what they can do or what they should be applying for when they graduate, because they can do so much. So again, that's where the Career Services Department will help you out. But we're looking at 85 to 92%, depending on the program. Oh, you're muted, Bonnie.
You're muted, Bonnie.
Sorry, Jaffer, Mike, thank you very much. Those are amazing stats. 92% higher rate is incredible with our diplomas. Jaffer, you had your hand up. Please go ahead.
I want to share a story about what Mike just said, and that's actually his effort and his department effort. But and I've seen this story a couple of times. So many of our students are hired by their practicum, right? So I have this student. He is a very good student. He is super intense in all deliverables on time. He has twins, and in during the paternity leave, he decided to take our program. And he was living in Barrie, and his practicum was online in a company in Oshawa. So after finishing the 1 month working for this company, he did so well that the company actually hired him and transferred him and paid all the bills for him to move from Barrie to Oshawa with his family. And I received this email a couple of months after he'd left my class. And believe it or not, students come back sometimes. And
Yeah.
he is super happy and proud of himself, saying that he got the job. He didn't have any bookkeeping or finance experience, and he landed in a bookkeeping job. And he was very happy about that. I think that shows off the work that Mike and his team does.
Thank you, Jaffer. That's amazing. I love that story. Thank you for sharing it. A question has come in. Mike, I'm going to ask you to address this question, please. Caroline, thank you, Caroline. Thank you for being here with us this evening. Caroline is asking for the common or best places to do the practicum. She does understand that we can select somewhere or use a current workplace, but what would be the best place to be able to continue to grow into any of the roles that we teach to? So Mike, maybe you can start, and then maybe Jaffer, I might ask you to jump in on this one as well.
I think this may end up being one of the toughest questions of the evening. The best. There's such diversity in the organizations that that host our students for practicum, and that hire our students or our graduates at that point. It's a really tough question to answer. Like when I look at the last few practicum cohorts that went out for accounting, I had somebody who approached me who they were working with their practicum and employment specialist, and they were going to a larger medical clinic in Ottawa. And they were concerned about that because they thought, I'm in an accounting program, and but I'm going into a medical clinic. Like it wasn't really resonating with them. They were processing a lot of the medical billing and accounts receivable and accounts payable. So when you think about it from that perspective, I'm taking accounting, I'm going to be working in a medical clinic. At face value, I get that maybe that wasn't what the person was expecting. But they were working in a department that was very team focused, team oriented, had not only a direct supervisor, but a mentor. They were picking up, they were practicing the skills that they learned in program, of course, but they were also learning some skills that were essentially transferable skills. They hadn't worked on a particular software. It was called a Curo. And they were trained on that in their practicum. So they were doing things that weren't a part of their program, but they were actually gaining more experience and still learning. And that's what practicum is all about. So, for me, the best practicum, I wouldn't list it by a sector. I wouldn't say it's the technology sector that you want to get into because it's growing rapidly. What I would suggest is you want to get into a situation where you are practicing the things that you learn in program. You're never going to be doing everything you learn in program when you're in for a number of weeks in, as a student, but then you're out on practicum for 4 weeks. Never going to do everything. But as long as you get a variety, you get the opportunity to try new things, learn new skills, and there's a dedicated mentorship piece there. That to me is the best practicum. And that's why having a department like Career Services, who's really working on your behalf, we don't want to just find a place and throw you in there. We want to put you in an environment that you're going to thrive in. And that's where some of that one-to-one consultation happens and becomes so very important. So I don't know if I answered that question. It was a very difficult one, but again, variety, that's the spice of life and spice of practicum, I suppose.
So, Jaffer, maybe I can ask you to help Caroline as well. And I am answering a question by typing for her as well. This is Caroline, she's moving into a second career. So she's had a previous one, there's been a bit of a gap, and now she's looking for a second career. Can you give Caroline an idea of where some of our students are currently working? And even from your own experience, you and I both, we've come from somewhere else and transplanted ourselves into a new place and a new role. Maybe talk a little bit about that to help Caroline. Thank you, Jaffer.
Yeah, so my advice in those cases, and I talk more, of course, with the accounting students because I am in the field, but I think the the field that you worked for may be the gateway for you to your new position in the same field. For example, we had a student and she had a bachelor's of arts. She was an amazing painter. She was a great student overall, but at some point she shared with me what she did in terms of arts, and I was surprised. So the career service found her a practicum in a museum in Ottawa. So she's doing the admin job, which is what she studied and what she wanted to do, but in an environment that was close to what she already knew. Had some PSW students who moved to a different career. So yes, you learn accounting, which seems like it has nothing to do with PSW. Yes, but if you do the bookkeeping for a long-term care, you already know the groundwork. You know what to do. When you are doing the admin side of it, it becomes easier for you. So even though you are moving positions, you are not necessarily moving to a different field. That's at least my recommendation, because we have so many students that are coming back to work or changing careers. So that is the idea that I give.
Thank you, Jaffer. So I'm not seeing a whole lot more questions come in. I can't believe we answered them all. We're not that smart, people. Let me just cover a couple of things for you. So first off, Willis College, Ottawa, does not at this time accept international students. We do not have the attestation letters, so we cannot take international students in our Ottawa or online campuses. We do have a campus in Nova Scotia that can take international students, but unfortunately our programs in Nova Scotia are very limited. So if you're an international student, we may not be able to help you. If you're a domestic student with a permanent resident, citizenship, or a notice of decision, we are absolutely here to help you get this journey into business started. So before we close off tonight, I'm just going to check that no more questions have come in, and then I'm just going to ask for some closing remarks from our team. So Sil, I'm going to start with you because I'm going to sort of go alphabetically, although I am alphabetically fairly challenged. So Sil, I'm going to start with you. Can you please give me maybe 2 sentences that you would tell every student to think about as they make a journey into post-secondary education?
2 sentences. So it's the blend of flexible learning pathways, exceptional instructors, they empower students to soar. No matter which program you are in, get started.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Palombe, I love your question. Columbia, first of all, thank you very much, panel, for your presentation. And then his question is, the practicum process will be taken care of by career services 100%, or will we have to do our own research? Michael, answer the question, and then 2 guiding sentences for students as they navigate school.
So another great question. You guys are really putting me on the spot. You should always do your own research. This is an investment of time and money. It's an investment in your and your family's future. But we're here to help you do that. So through the admissions process, we usually ask prospective students, what 2 organizations do you think that you could work for in your own locale? Now, if you're based in a large metropolitan center like Ottawa, there's a lot of accounting opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity for any of the business programs. If you come from a smaller rural setting and you don't drive, you're going to be taking this program. Yeah. Where do you envision doing practicum? We have that dialogue with you, that conversation with you. We're there to support you every step of the way. I cannot overstate that enough. So doing your own research is always good, but you don't have to do that in isolation. The Career Services Department is here to help. And you want 2 statements, Bonnie, regarding
Student success here at Willis College.
Well, that's the be all and end all. The president of the company once joked with me that I have the easiest job in the organization. I just have to make sure that 100% of our graduating students are gainfully employed in their chosen field, right? No problem. The big thing here is the support. And I can tell you, being a part of the management team, everything that we talk about is with respect to caring for the student and being there for them. There's a great quality here, and I hope you join the Willis organization, and you'll see it firsthand.
Thank you, Mike. Jim, what words of wisdom do you have for prospective students here at Willis College?
Like the 6 of us on this panel, I was listening, which I do sometimes, and sounds like there's about 100 years of experience on this panel in this industry. And I'll bet you every single one, the most rewarding part of our job is graduation. Someone you talk to, and then a year later they're walking down the stage, and because it's not easy. It's a lot of work. Our students commit 4, 5, 6 hours every day, Monday to Friday, do exams. It's a big commitment. But once you've got that piece of paper and you graduate, you've opened doors, and that's the exciting part of it for all of us.
Thank you, Jim. Ashley, a student coming into online. It's a scary, scary place. What words of wisdom do you have?
You literally took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, I know that this is a scary thing to start something new career, new path, but as everybody has said many times already, you have such a support system within the Willis College family and team. My biggest piece of advice is communication. We are here to support you, but we only know what's going on when you communicate. It's a 2-way street. And just have fun, work hard, and you will do great and wonderful things.
Thank you, Ashley. And Jaffer, what words of wisdom can you offer on the journey ahead?
Yeah, well, from the teaching perspective, first, we love what we do, and I think that is easy for the students to realize as the moment they get here. And I need to agree with everybody. The support system we have at Willis is just phenomenal. It is above and beyond what I've seen before. I've been in academic journey for a while, in both sides. And I love working here as an instructor because I know it's supporting all the students and it's supporting us as well. So I think what sets us apart and what you will see as soon as you join is that people here, they love what they do. And I need to disagree with Mike. I think my job is the best because I teach them. So sorry.
It's a tie.
Awesome.
It's a tie.
So before we close, if anyone would like to make an appointment to meet with Jim or any of our admissions team, or talk finance with some of our admissions team about what maybe your finance options are for school, none of our programs here at Willis College are free. All of these programs are an investment. They're an investment in you, in education, in your future career, and in what you're hoping to gain from the life that lies ahead. Please never think of it as a debt, only ever think of it as an investment. Those are my words of advice to all of you. If you need an appointment, please just pop it into chat or Q&A. We'll be happy to book that for you. Otherwise, we are going to close our webinar this evening, and it has been an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you. I know the entire team is excited, and we hope to see you all here at Willis College. Our next start date, October 27th. Hope to see you very soon, and it would be our pleasure to watch you walk the stage at graduation. Take care, everybody.